Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here with Deniz Yusuf. We're talking about growing your rent roll, getting more rent roll leads through investor education events, and if you want to call it evenings as well. So Deniz, I've personally been involved with a rent roll where the whole rent roll was actually built out of this number one strategy, and I had such quality clients. Everyone just had a buy and hold strategy, had no owners moving back into their properties. It was a pure property investor rent roll, really, really good one. So Deniz, I know you've had a lot of success as well. So what's a really good reason, why people should be doing this?
Darren, it's one of my favorite strategies. It's actually in my top three strategies, this one. And it's one of the most, in people's eyes, it's one of the most difficult ones to do. But I pull my hair out. Like, why? It's one of the top strategies to do. If you can get into a room full of investors, like I'm like a kid in a toy shop. you know like I've got all of these people to talk to so I can convert their business or educate them why to use us. That's why you're doing it. You're bringing the investors into a room. That is exciting. That's why you do it. You're attracting people that want to talk to you, right, rather than you being in a room trying to work out who or where or why. So that's why you put on these events. So you're bringing all of the investors and potential business to you.
So before we get into the steps, I think it's also good to mention that there's a common mistake out there. It's a little bit like letterbox drops. If you just do one letterbox drop, imagine real estate sales just doing one letterbox drop. They're done on a regular basis. So investor education events or evenings need to be done on a regular basis. Could be, say, 3 events a year. The organization I was with, we were doing one a month. But it does have to be done on a regular basis to see results coming. All right. Now, this is not an immediate short-term strategy, could certainly be, but a very good mid to long-term strategy that's going to feed you leads on a consistent basis. So, Deniz, step 1, who are we going to get to speak at the event?
Well, this is where you utilize your strategic alliances, because you want anyone that's involved in the process of real estate, because obviously it's got to be around real estate. Now, when I first bought my very first investment property, I remember my dad said, go to the bank, get a loan. I went to the bank and the guy said, go to the accountant and get your papers together. And then he said, you should go see a financial planner as well. So and then I had to get all of that done before I even spoke to a sales agent, so there's people that are strategically aligned in the process of real estate that could be pushing your name out there, right? And you use those people because they've got potential future clients for you. So they're the people that you have, the type of people that you have speaking at your event.
Yep, great. All right. Well, step 2, what's the right thing to talk about? What topics should be presented?
That's where you really need to make sure that you're reading your own market in your area. For example, Darren, if at the moment we might be in Adelaide, and Adelaide could be that there is no tenants and there's no one renting properties, and the rents are dropping. So then I would be looking at running an information based on that, because you want to be able to answer the pain of those owners, right? If the problem is based around, I don't know, there might be government grants to buy your investment property. So then you would do an investment on, the topic of, how to apply for a government grant and buy your next property. If everyone's worried about the interest rates going up or, something like that, then you'd use that as your topic of discussion, right? But it's important to make sure that you've got something that you can talk about as a real estate office. And how, because if you're bringing in these experts to your real estate office in an event that you're running, you're then perceived as your market local expert because you're bringing the answers to them. Darren, you know what it is. You're the master of this. Answer the pain points of your clients, and you're doing this through an investor evening. I would be at a house as an example, and an owner would say, Deniz, can I claim your fees on my tax? I'm not a tax agent. I would say, well, you need to speak with your tax expert on that. And guess what? We've actually got an information night next week, and I've got an accountant that's coming. You can come and speak to him. I'm then perceived as an expert. So it's always got to be around the topics that people are wanting in your local area.
All right. Well, step three. When and where, Dennis? When should these events be held?
We used to run ours typically on a Wednesday or a Thursday night. We always ran them after hours because we want business owners coming, and they can't come during the day. So we always ran them. They would start at typically 6:30, 7 p.m., and we would utilize local businesses, RSL clubs, ex-servicemen's clubs, golf clubs. We even used a cafe once, a local cafe. They opened the area up. Some of my clients have used cafes. You want to take it out of your business because it's more trusting. Utilize your local community versus having it in your own office. Even though you might have the space in the office, take them out. If you're going to do something in the office, have an opening, or get to know the team more or something like that, not an investor evening.
No, fair enough. And what about online, doing these online?
Oh, absolutely. You should be recording it because you can utilize all that for social media, and we can talk about that in another session. But definitely I would be running these online because the more people you can get in front of, the better. A live Facebook, live to LinkedIn, live to all your social media platforms. And there are ways of being able to do multiple lives to all areas.
All right. Well, step four, marketing the event. Dennis, what are some tips around that?
Well, you've got your flyers that you can put into your leasing packs, your listing kits for sales and property management. You've got all your flyers that you can put out and part of your letterbox drops. You could have it on the back, but you've got your social media marketing. Now, everyone that is presenting at the event, you need them sharing the same flyers. So you've got to get them out there promoting it as well, because you want them inviting their clients because their future clients are your future clients, right? So it's like a cross-contamination of databases here. So social media, the living daylights out of it.
All right. Well, we're at the event now. We're running the event. Our strategic alliances are there. You've got a real buzz happening. How do we identify the investors in the room? How do we find those opportunities?
Darren, people listening, if you've ever been to one of a keynote presentation that I've done, typically I might say, hey, you go to our website, the first person that enters contact Deniz will win. You'll win a strategy session with me. You can do a similar thing. You could ask, hey, how many investors here are in the room, or who's looking to buy an investor? You need to identify, but all you're doing is seeing people's hands up. Run a competition. You could have a banner, for example. You could have a banner with a lolly competition, and they win 6 months of complimentary management. I'm only talking about the management fee. I'm not talking about all the other added fees, but that will catch their attention. That's just an example. A guessing competition and win. They could win free marketing for their investment property, or they not only are they getting the lollies, but they're now coming to you, filling in questions, and ask them on the form. Do you own an investment property? Do you want to own an investment property? Would you like a financial health check? Would you like, etc., around with the other speakers? So you need to identify those people.
Okay, well, step six, broadcasting the event, getting it out there, letting everyone know about that. What's the best ways to do that, Dennis?
I would definitely be looking at hiring a photographer for the event and a videographer, because you want to showcase that for your next event. Use that for the marketing of the next event, just like we do for our conferences. And obviously take photos, post them to social media as well, because you're letting the people know now that you are running an event like this. You're telling your local community that you are the expert. You've got these expert speakers educating local people in the area, and try and get the local news there as well, the newspaper. Let them know that you're putting on an event to help the local community understand real estate better. So, but broadcast that out straight away. And Darren, get testimonials from the event as well from people.
Okay, step seven, following up. Why is that? Why is that so important?
Because it's great that we've identified the leads, but we now need to call them and say, hey, thanks for turning up. It was great meeting you at our investor evening. You mentioned that you've got an investment property, and bang, go into it. You know, even offer them a, let's go grab a coffee. You give a coffee card out. You know, when you get your coffee, invite me along. If they're inviting you along, they want to talk business. It's really important to thank the people for turning up and having discussions about their needs for investments.
And look, again, this is our top in 3 strategies on how to get the best and fastest results. Investor education evenings work so well, and we've got known so many people that have done these and they're getting consistent leads even a year, 2 years later.
Yep.
The top of mind works really, really well. Now, if you want some guidance, you want to know how to do your own investor education evening, you want coaching, or you just want accountability around that, we invite you, go and check out leadmachinesystem.com, where we can actually coach you and keep you accountable, keep you on track, work with you one-on-one. Or if you just want to book directly into Deniz's diary for a chat, just go to leadmachinechat.com. Anyway, look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.